Slide 6. Remember that we're watching and listening to the video. Write down what I'm writing down, and again, you're going to be turning in your paper for full credit on this assignment. This last section of questions you're really going to like. These are pretty much going to be all proportional, and that's another way to say that it varies directly, and you can do proportions for all these. A cookie recipe asks for 1.5 cups of butter to make 3 dozen cookies. Those numbers go together. You can write it like this, and you can even label it butter goes with 3 dozen cookies. So then in the next part it says how much butter is needed to make 12 dozen cookies. And because they're both in terms of a dozen cookies, we can just use the number. We don't have to multiply it out. So now you have to know, where does that 12 go? If 12 is now talking about dozens of cookies, look at the labels that we already have. And that's one reason why I wanted to write them. Dozens of cookies is on the bottom, so we can put our 12 on the bottom here, X on top. And then when you solve, you do it the same way. You find the diagonal that has the 2 numbers in it, and you're going to multiply those numbers, and then you're going to divide by the leftover. So when we go to Desmos, hopefully you remember from last time we did this, we're going to multiply twelve times 1.5, and that's in the oval. That's in that big oval. So we're going to put it in what kind of looks like a big oval if you connect those parentheses, and then we're going to divide that by that leftover number, which was a 3. And so we get an answer of 6. And so that's going to be 6 is our answer. X equals 6. There's not a lot of work that we have to show with this question. We set it up, we get points, we do our oval and our circle to show what we're doing, we get points, we put in our correct answer, we get points. If you want to check yourself to make sure this makes sense, you can say 3 dozen cookies is right here, and that's 1.5. So that's 3 dozen. Okay. For another 3 dozen, that's another 1.5. For another 3 dozen, that's another 1.5. And we're trying to get to 12 dozen cookies. 3, 6, 9, we need one more. 3 more dozen cookies, so that equals 12 dozen cookies. And another 1.5 cups of butter. And so then you can add up these bottom numbers, and you can also get your answer of 6 that way. So that's another way to do the question, another way to check yourself. If you just do that bottom way that I showed you, that I am going to circle in this lovely pink color right here, actually kind of box it, equals 6, that's also okay. You are welcome to do that instead of the proportion, but the proportion, in my opinion, is a little bit easier, and again, will be more consistent. You can use that for all of the following ways to do the questions. Some of the numbers are going to get bigger in the next questions. If you try to do the drawing it out way, it might be more trouble than it's worth. So don't do the drawing way, do the proportion way. Please make sure that you have your 6 in the answer.